Hi friend, I am Ravi. In this video session, we will discuss about Pragma exception. First, we will talk about exception handling. What is exception? An exception is a runtime error which stops normal execution of a program. In simple way, you can say that exception is a runtime error. Exception types. There are two types of exception, that is system defined exception. System defined exception implicitly maintained and implemented by the Oracle standard package. User defined exception. User defined exception are created by the user as per their program need. System defined exception is further divided into two categories, that is named exception and unnamed exception. Named exception are those exceptions which error code and exception name is already defined in the Oracle standard package. I will show you example of this, that is divide by 0. This is a predefined exception. This exception occurred when we try to divide a number by 0. For example, here this is a statement. Here I am trying to dividing a number by 0. When I will run this statement, I will got this message. This is a error code and this is a exception name. It means that named exception are those exceptions which error code and exception name is defined in the Oracle standard package. Next one is unnamed exception. Unnamed exception are those exceptions which error code is defined in the Oracle standard package but exception name is not defined in the Oracle standard package. Aura 01400. This is a error code. This exception occurs when we try to store a null value into a column which does not accept a null value. I will show you example of this here. This is a insert statement which is used to insert the record in the database. Here I am trying to insert the record into EMP table. This is EMP number column. Here I am trying to insert a null value. What? EMP number is a primary key, not null column. So when I will run this statement, I got this message. This is a error code. Unnamed exception are those exceptions which error code is defined in the Oracle standard package, but exception name is not defined. That's all about the exception type. Next one, Pragma exception init. In PL/SQL, all error don't have a predefined exception name in Oracle standard package. For that, PL/SQL provides us a facility, that is Pragma exception init. By using Pragma exception init, we can give the name to the unnamed exception. So let's talk about Pragma exception. Uh, Pragma exception is a user-defined exception. By using Pragma exception init function, we can map a non-predefined error number with the variable of exception type. Non-predefined error number with the variable of exception data type. Syntax. This is a syntax of Pragma exception init, which accept two argument, that is exception name and error code. Exception name, we declare the exception in the declaration block, and error code is a mandatory parameter which accept error code. This error code is predefined in the Oracle standard package. I will show you Pragma exception init example. This is a example. Here I am trying to storing a value into the EMP table. I will tell you that is this is a unnamed exception. I want to handle that exception by using a pragma exception. It means that I want to give a user defined message to handle it. Here when I am executing this statement, I am getting this error code. Okay, so now I will handle it by using pragma exception. This is an example of pragma exception. This is a declaration part of the exception, and this is a execution part of the execution part of block, and last one is a exception handling part. Here uh, first of all, here I give the exception name, that is exception null value. After that I use the keyword exception. This is a syntax of pragma exception. Pragma is a keyword, and exp null value, this is a exception name which I have declared, and -01400 is a error code which I want to handle in my program. In this program, here I am trying to inserting a null value into emp number column. After that I am using exception keyword for handling the exception. This is a exception name. Then I have give a number, that is you are trying to insert a null value into not null column. The flow of this program: first, when compiler read this instruction, the control goes to the here pragma exception. Here exp null value, system check this. After that control goes to here. After that I will get this output: you are trying to insert a null value into not null column. So that's all about exception handling in PL SQL and Pragma exception. System defined exception list. This is a system defined exception list, that is zero divide. This exception occurred when we try to divide a number by 0. No data found. This exception occurred when select into statement return no rows, too many rows. This exception occurred when select into statement return more than one row. Do well on index. This exception occurred when we try to store a duplicate value in a primary key column of table. Value error. This exception occurred due to data type mismatch or data size exceeded. Invalid number. This exception occurred when we try to perform any invalid arithmetic operation in SQL statement. That is, here I am trying to store a number in character value. If I will run this statement, I got the message invalid character. Okay. In this statement, this is a numeric field and this is a character field. We are trying to adding a number into character field. So when we do this type of mistake, the invalid number exception occurred. That's all about Pragma exception and exception handling. Thank you so much for watching this video.